So what is the fundamental problem with melee builds in Starfield? If you were to ask me, it would be the fact that you have to be exposed while you're hitting things. And also the terrible damage output. So I have an unarmed character that I started, and oh boy, is unarmed terrible. Alright, so what does this do? So you punch things, and you have base damage that's quite low, and as you invest into this perk, you get up to double damage, which sounds like a lot, but the problem is there's no like brass knuckles or like fist items or fist weapons that actually like improve your unarmed damage. So it really just scales this like base damage that's so low. It's just not worth it. And there's also this fact that if you're punching things, you're getting shot. You're super exposed. So like, let's go fight this robot. So first I have to get to it. Then I have to circle strafe it and beat it to death. And it also melees me too. So if I'm not careful, it'll melee me. But this is like the attack rate. This is using unarmed. This is with unarmed too. 50% damage increase. This is early game. This is a level 20 robot. This is not a big threat. Honestly, it should not be a big threat. Like if I'm just playing normally. I just got killed there. If I'm just playing normally, just shooting it, I wouldn't have wasted, I don't know, 4 health packs just to continue punching it for low damage. So, for example, if I were to just fight this... Oops, missed a shot there. If I were to just fight this, I'd probably grab cover. Shoot it and hide. Reload. And keep doing this until it dies, right? Like, keep shooting it. Now, this is with no shotgun investment at all. No combat skills to boost my damage. A basic shotgun that I just found as a random drop. I've been using this to augment my punching build because it's just so low damage that you essentially can't kill anything. It takes forever to kill, like, a really weak enemy. It's really bad. It's really bad. But the fundamental issue is you're exposed while you're punching things, and this is like a tame firefight compared to some of these other firefights. There are firefights where there's like 10 enemies in every direction, so when you're running in there, punching at like, you know, one enemy like 20 times in a row, you're getting shot from every direction, and if one of those enemies is legendary, if they have an automatic weapon, they're going to be killing you, they're going to be melting your health. So like the fundamental issue with melee is that it's extremely dangerous to use. The damage output's low. You're super exposed. The game doesn't really give you any tools to accommodate for what melee is trying to do. Like, there's not really good mobility options to close distance gap safely. There's no, like, damage reduction tools, really. The only thing you can really do is just, like, equip armor and just kind of hope for the best. Now, in terms of, like, passives, like, if I go melee these, I'm dead. There's no way I can start punching that. The other one will shoot me. It's basically a suicide attempt if I run out there right now and try to melee one of these. The other thing you can do too is like shoot the enemy like just as you see them, so like you can kind of peek slow, shoot them and then hide. Kind of peek slow, shoot them and then take cover again. And I know they're approaching, so... So I'm actually able to safely damage enemies and control the fights. That's something you cannot do with melee, because in order to do melee, you have to be completely exposed to getting shot at the whole time. It's such a terrible experience, honestly. The damage is bad. Like this, even just the coachman. Like if you use the coachman with no perks at all, and you get like weapon engineering 4, you can make this thing super broken. So even like the starter weapon can go from dealing decent damage and being reliable to being completely game-breaking and overpowered. So even just the coachman, like here, all right, I'm gonna try to punch these now, and I'm dead. Immediately dead, and we're dead. This is like the problem with punching. It's arguably the worst thing in the game. At least with melee, you get like a damage reduction. Like with dueling, you get 15% damage reduction from all sources, and then you get some health. And this does not apply to melee weapon, or I'm sorry, your fists, because it's not unarmed, right? So weirdly, you get no damage reduction. So if you're going to use like a sword or a knife or something, at least you get damage scaling. You can get legendaries that have different effects, maybe different damage types. Honestly, I think punching is the worst form of offense in the game. It's probably even worse than, like, the social intimidation route. Like, it's probably even worse than that. Like, you're probably better off taking control of, like, weak enemies and having them fight for you, because then they don't have damage scaling on very hard mode where you deal less damage. They would deal normal damage. But the main thing you would do is get, like, boxing 4, martial arts, and arrow strikes, and even then, 10% chance to, like, what is that? That's so low. 20% chance. You punch slow. It's not like you punch fast. Like, you punch you punch very slowly. It's so bad. Let me demo this. Let's look at a fight. Let's just, like, run in and fight these. Let's fight 2 of these this time. Before that was just the 1. Your best bet is to, like, circle strafe, and even then it usually is able to turn around and hit you. The damage output's terrible. This is probably one of the fastest ways to get your wellness perk up. To, like, get the damage healed. Like, you die so quickly, it's just not viable. It's terrible. But that's it for this one. I just want to talk about how terrible punching is in this game, and why you probably shouldn't make a build that does it. The best weapon for a punching build is really a shotgun. It's just because if you want a close range build that kills something, shotgun's your best bet. Alright, peace.